We're gonna make some bone broth today. I'm excited to show you guys how easy it can be. My family and I started drinking this about 4 years ago when my son and I were going through some significant health issues, and we both have autoimmune diseases, so that we had some complications from that. And we started drinking it as a way just to kind of rebuild our gut tissue, which can lead to all kinds of health benefits. Some of the things I wasn't anticipating was getting rid of adult acne. I had really bad adult acne, and I had really bad acne scarring. And when I started drinking bone broth regularly, all of that healed, and my son's eczema cleared right up. So that was another added health benefit to it. So I'm excited to show you guys how and why it's important to make your own versus buying store-bought is simply because when you buy it from the store, it's in a liquid state, and that generally means that they've filtered out all of the collagen and things that are what's going to help your gut rebuild its health, its tissues. So what you're really looking for is that gelatin-like state when it's room temperature, and that's easily achieved when you make it from home, because then you know it's exactly what's going into it, and you can kind of control some of those variables. So it's very simple to make. What you're going to need first is you're going to need some carcasses. I love to get rotisserie chickens, and then we, eat the chicken and make that part of our regular diet, and then I will save the carcasses and then freeze them until I have enough to fill an entire crock pot. So for today's example, we've already picked that carcass clean. They don't always have to be in pieces like that. That one just happened to fall apart as we were kind of pulling it apart. But generally I have between 6 and 8 carcasses in here, or you can get turkey carcasses, and then we'll just eat that turkey as a family, and then I'll save the carcasses for when I make bone broth. You can really use any type of bones. We've used cow, we've used lamb, we've used venison bones before, and you can really just throw whatever you have in the freezer in there. I generally like poultry the best, so that's what I tend to stick to just because I like it the best. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and that will help break down the tissue and really get to that collagen and bone marrow. And then we're going to add some more spices, and then you're going to fill it to the top with purified water. So just for time's sake today, I'm going to skip that step and do that after I'm done filming the video, but I just wanted to show you guys how incredibly simple this can be. This is also one of those recipes that you can really add whatever you have in the cupboard. I do have my recipe listed there so people have a general guideline of what to put in there, but I generally just go with whatever's in my cupboard that day. So I'm going to add some minced garlic next. If I had fresh garlic, I would certainly add that, but I travel full time with my family, so we live in an RV as we're traveling the country, so space is always limited in here, so I just go with what I generally have in the cupboard. My recipe says 2 teaspoons, but I love garlic, so I tend to just add as much as I feel like that day. So for me, that's usually, 2 to 3 heaping teaspoons. And then I add some onion. I've got some onion right here. Typically, I would add a yellow onion, but red is what I have, so that's what I'm adding in there today. If you have carrots or celery in your fridge, you can also throw those in here. I typically don't always carry full carrots and celery in the summer months, which is what it is right here, right now. So I don't have any of that in my fridge, but certainly you can add that. And here I have some salt, turmeric, and ginger. Turmeric is really good for inflammation in the body, so I always add that into mine if I have it in the cupboard. And then the sea salt, of course, is really good for the body. And then ginger is also good for inflammation. If I had fresh ginger, I would use fresh ginger, but like I said, I live in an RV, so sometimes space is limited. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my lid, and then I will add the purified water after we're done with the video, and I'm going to set this to high for 24 hours, and then I'm just going to let it sit. After it has sat for 24 hours, I would get a strainer and some cheesecloth, and I would strain it a couple times, and then I store it in mason jars. I typically put one right in the fridge, and I put the rest in the freezer for when they're needed, so the whole family can enjoy it. We don't drink it every day, but we do drink it on a regular basis. Luckily, my kids have been drinking it for years, so they don't know any different. If you are having trouble with the taste, Sometimes it's hard to get homemade to taste as good as store-bought. Sometimes I will buy the store-bought and I will mix it with the homemade, so I'm still getting the benefits, but I'm getting the really good taste of something that's made in the store. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and it blesses your family's health as much as it has ours. God bless.